Hi, Vlin.
What's
Hi,
up?
Craig. Nothing much. Just kind of trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Just trying to
What?
find out where everything's going. Lol.
Yeah. It's been a whole ass mess.
It's been an interesting hour, that's for sure. Right. Anyway, where do you want to begin?
Yeah, I'm sorry all that went down. Um, Basically, what happened was like I literally even like made a video DR and everything about like Kevin being
Wait,
an
Did you
I was
did
like,
you actually make it like of your face, or did you do like the emoji thing?
what do you Oh no, I made one, like really made
Oh
one.
my God! Wow, progress.
I know, right?
I'm so proud. Yeah. Anyway.
Um, Anyways, no, like literally like I was talking about like um basically like Kevin's a nom and that sucks, but
Yeah.
basically like that's just going to be how it goes down this week. And I really was fully planning on staying true to that, because I did not want to make any um you know
Waves or anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't, and like it's first week. Anyways, then other people talked to me in my one-on-ones about how they felt about Kevin being a nom. So
Yeah.
then, like, literally, it was like everyone starting to basically decide that they didn't want Kevin to go home, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, against Larry, the votes were there, because
Yeah.
like Larry has not said anything to anyone, and like I've
Yeah.
tried and everything, but like literally, he hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
Um, so then I talked to you about it, and I was going to like even before you won the veto, talk to you about it, but like like just like I did with everyone else, I did not let them, or I did not confront them about anything except for like the two people that I told about the alliance to. But we'll get
Yeah.
to that in a minute.
Yeah.
So literally multiple people came to me being like, maybe Kevin shouldn't go this week. So that's whenever I realized that holy shit, the votes are going to be there. Kevin isn't going to go, probably. And
Yeah.
honestly, this was all really stupid for anyone to do, considering veto hadn't been won yet, veto decision hadn't been made yet, like everything, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so then I knew the second that those votes come in, and it's like by a vote of fucking whatever it was going to be.
Yeah.
I still don't even know what the fuck it would have been. By a vote of whatever, Larry, you've been evicted and Kevin is staying. I knew that like shit and Skinny Colt would go boom, you
Down.
know?
Yeah, just like that. Like
And
a ship.
like honestly, if it didn't happen this week, it was gonna happen next week. Like
Yeah,
it's
we all
just
been
it's
there. Yeah.
we all knew this. And literally other people have said that too. Even Amelia was like, I don't know, like even Amelia gave me her doubts about Skinny Colt, and this was after she was HOH.
Yeah.
And before she made noms.
Yeah.
Um, so I do apologize. I know I've dented your trust to me, and I
No, it's
understand
been
that.
no.
Like
It's
honestly, I know, and honestly, I felt the exact same way you did before multiple people came to me, saying that. Did literally no one come to you though? Is what I want to know.
really yeah, so I like the reason I'm not mad at you is because you can't really be mad at someone for something when like if you were like sort of in their shoes. Like I'd do the same if like Kevin was someone that I was like working with and I realized that the votes were there. Like it's hypocritical to be angry at someone if you would do the same thing. But
Well, like, but yeah, and like the thing is, like, it wouldn't have been like anything. It wouldn't, if I didn't know that this shit in Skinny Cult that just happened was not going to happen regardless, like whether it happened tonight, like it just did, or whether it happened tomorrow, whenever, if the noms were the same and the votes rolled in, it would have happened regardless. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
S-
But anyway, what I was gonna say, yeah. So my frustration with the situation is like you said, like no one told me anything, and I asked you how you felt about Kevin, and I was like, I knew you guys were friends. I wish I asked like more and like sort of
No,
dug into it
no,
more. But like
I
at
know,
that
but also like, okay, so let me go back to our one-on-ones, right?
yeah,
And okay, okay. So last night we talked after you won the veto. Um,
just like a heads up, I actually didn't think I was going to use the veto up until today. So if
yeah.
that, no one ever, some people were like calling me out saying that like I've been playing this with Amelia and Ryan for days, but I genuinely was just going to discard it. But then, yeah, other things
Well,
happened.
I don't know, and that's another thing is that like I thought that you were like closer with Ryan and Amelia than you were with me, and like that scared me.
And that, yeah, I know, and that's like
And on
oh,
top of this, I didn't
fuck
like
me.
none of this that I did, like even exposing the alliance, none of it was meant. And I'm honestly, I am going, whether she believes it or whether she wants to, whatever, whatever. I am gonna write an apology to Amelia because I didn't do this to go against her. It was just that I did not agree with her target at all.
Yeah,
Um, but that's the way, that's the way the game goes. She won HOH fair and square, so
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But back
Oh
to
yeah,
our one-on-ones, like even after today, whenever I figured that I basically figured you were already vetoing Larry. Like I
yeah,
didn't want to tell you, I didn't want to tell you to not veto him. I didn't want to tell you to keep noms the same because honestly, after all of this was said and done, I was so over it that I was like, okay, even if like even if noms are Larry and fucking Kevin at the end, like I'm probably just going to just go ahead and vote out Kevin because I'm so over this whole situation.
yeah.
It's just been like literally a week one from fucking
I
hell.
know. It actually has like it's fucking cracked. We supplied all these specs listening in right now. I hope you guys are happy. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so like this frustrating thing about like my position right now is that like everyone sort of shoehorned me into the corner with Ryan and Amelia, and I do not want to be in that corner. Like I do not want to be there. And like I get why
Hmm.
people would think that, but like if someone came up to me and was like, because so this is the thing. This is why I kind of like on one hand I'm frustrated no one told me, but on the other hand I get it because like if you think that someone's with someone that you're trying to like um go against their target, why would you tell them? But yeah, like I just wasn't informed of anything, and I had like the veto, so I just assumed like people would just come up to me with some sort of thing, but and like I knew about the
Well,
sort
like
of
I didn't know, like you kept like basically like fishing for information from me, and like I get it, but at the same time, like
yeah.
I didn't want to, I didn't want to tell you,
That
I did
was
not want to
that
tell you
was
what to
you
do
know
with the
why that
veto.
was? That was because that was like the sort of point where like I knew that you'd expose Skinny, so I was kind of hoping that like you'd tell me. But yeah, so I like understand it, and it's just annoying. I don't want to keep saying frustrating, but it's annoying like looking at the skinny cult thing. Like I don't want to be associated with that like toxicity, like I don't want to them to blow up. Like I don't want to be brought in with that like blow up or whatever. But
No, but and there's okay, so like as we all know, like yeah, Skinny Colt was made. We all knew Skinny Colt was going to fall apart. Like we all
we
just knew
did.
it.
This was tea, yeah.
Everyone knew it. But also there's like, there's personal connections that do come closer than alliances. Like I feel closer to you than like I know that like even like you said, like Axel and Gly are like kind of against you, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel closer to you than I feel to them,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. There's like that's why it was such a bad idea because there's too many like
There's too many complex relationships
yeah,
between all of
exactly.
us. And
Yeah,
like
and
whenever like the lines, I feel like lines have been drawn, but like no one knows where they really are because there's so many personal
I know, and
connections.
you can't just like yeah, so
It's just hard. It's hard.
yeah. So yeah, what else did I had to say? Yeah, so that was kind of the reason I vetoed Larry is because I wasn't really clued in on anything, and since Amelia wanted Kevin, and I was like, oh, like I thought that's fine, like we'll go for Kevin then because that's her HOH, it's her HOH and it's her target. And then when I wasn't really clued in on anything, I was kind of like, and Kevin was really confident that he had the votes to stay in my one-on-one. So I was like, oh, um, shit, like I don't want. And Larry came to me, like I put in the skinny cult thing. He was like, I'm in
And he's
trouble,
like, yeah, I'm gonna
and
leave.
he's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave, and I'm like, okay, like I have the power to like change that or do something about it.
No,
But
I get
like,
it.
I
And
wanted to go with
yeah, and I get it. And it's fine. Like, honestly, like I mean, you watched my season. The funniest part
yeah,
about my season is Marina ended up being my closest ally in the whole game. And every single round of pre-jury, we had separate people we wanted to vote out. Like
yeah,
literally every single round, she wanted to vote out one person, I wanted to vote out the other. It came down to like we put our differences aside. Granted, I really hope that this is the only week that me and you have this issue, but we put our differences aside and we ended up sticking together the whole game.
yeah.
Um I'm very sorry. I hope that you will forgive me.
Oh,
Um
no, honestly, I have nothing. I think in terms of this, like, I think the sides are very much so Delara and JP and Gly sort of against, and with Axel, I guess, as well, against Ryan and Amelia. And I just don't want to be on Ryan and Amelia's side. Like, I apologize to JP, and I haven't really talked with Delara, and I've talked a little bit with Gly, but I just
well, I
want to
would
be
because you
first.
really don't want like right now like
I
I just
know I'm in
wouldn't I
a
personally
good spot.
wouldn't want to be in a trio with them right now if I were you.
Yeah, and the worst part is like there is no like there's not even an alliance. Like it's literally
Sis,
just like
people have been talking, sis.
yeah,
People have been talking.
I know.
Like
I heard
literally,
more.
literally, rhymelium is a term.
Oh my god, I hate that. Yeah, Glide
Well,
told me yesterday, and he was like, he said to me, and he's like, people were sort of seeing that like non-skinnies, and I was like, well, that just sucks because if I kept noms the same, and let's say Kevin stays, then if Kevin and any of the people that voted to keep him are gonna win HOH next week, then they're gonna put up Ryan and Amelia and me as a replacement option, or me initially on the block. You know what I mean? So that was kind of also like a risk factor. Like it could absolutely still happen, but it's just that was kind of just like a safety thing of like if that was to happen. But yeah, I don't know
yeah,
what to
and
do at this
also
point.
like everyone was also just paranoid as shit because the veto took forever to get used, and like I don't blame you
Yeah, I
at
know.
all.
'Cause I
But
was
like
gonna discard it,
literally
like I said.
no, I get it, and I get why you like I get it. We had separate targets this week. I understand you wanted to go with what Amelia wanted. I personally didn't see the reasoning in Kevin going. Because like let's be honest, we watched Kevin last season. He is a scary ass player, but
Very scary,
I
but
just feel like it's not
it's
fair
too
whenever
early.
Larry is literally like sneaking
I know,
into the
he's done
bathroom
nothing. I
pretending to take a
know.
shit just to send one goddamn message to the whole house saying, "Hey, sorry guys, I haven't been active in a week." Like what the fuck? Like I'm I watched Kevin go to the end. He won. He was like an inch a fucking ass crack hair away from winning against Matt. Like
I know.
I understand that he's a scary dude to keep around, but like also at the
I
same
get the
time,
whole Larry
I
thing,
don't
though.
what?
I get the whole, like, Larry's given like, he got cast for this and he's done, like,
Yeah, and it's like
nothing.
also it's not even that he's just been inactive here, but it's like where the fuck has he been anywhere? Like I haven't seen him in any server saying anything. He hasn't been in the spec lounge in months. Like, he's literally, and I get it. Like and I like Larry a lot. I played in his All Stars. I played in his Survivor orgs. Like I like Larry, but like if he's going to be absent, then like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Um, yeah, this is
So
an
yeah,
interesting
that's just
situation.
where
Oh,
I'm
also,
coming from.
I thought my first step of isolating from Ryan and Amelia is, you know how you told me about, like, the joke? Like, the sort of joking that Ryan, like, he joked
Yeah,
about putting you? He is so gunning for you so hard.
I
He's like
believe it.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I was voice chatting with him, and he was like, "I don't like him." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "I just don't. Like, he needs to go, like, right now." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I believe it.
And I was like, because I thought, like, he was genuinely joking when you approached me, and I said that. I was like, "I think he's just joking." but like he was not joking, and
I
I was like
know.
very
I
confused.
know it.
But obviously, like I don't want to. I'd rather work with you than I'd rather work with them. So, and
Like
also, yeah,
he's just he's just fucking, you know what the tea is? The tea is the only time anyone finds him funny or interesting is whenever he acts like a complete cunt and he's better than anyone. But really, he's just a cold-hearted bitch with no friends on the inside.
be louder for the people in the back.
Oh, they know. Everyone knows.
They know. Yeah, I know. Which is why I'm like, why did I even align with like get grouped in with the freaking villain of like the whole org? Which sucks. Yeah. So I'm gonna just assume the people that you told about Skinny was Robin and Marina. I'm gonna
No,
guess it wasn't Robin and
no.
Marina.
I
I
I only told Robin.
okay. Um. Yeah. That's
I literally didn't even tell Marina. So
okay. That's so good. Did you tell good thing is the good thing is that when I got an inkling of you telling that you might have told them, I decided to tell them about it.
about
Uh,
you mean Ryan and Amelia?
yeah, no, I mean Robin and Marina
Okay, okay,
because I
okay.
really like Robin and Marina, and they said that they're like because obviously you guys have a good connection, like you don't have any bad blood or anything from um your
No,
season.
but so like how did it get, did Robin tell you or
No, no, I told Robin. I told him about how because I got the inkling that like there was something spilt, and I was like, oh, like I don't want to like look bad, so I was like to Robin, I was like, hey, there's this alliance
well, no,
that you
and that's the thing is, and honestly, that's another big reason why I did it too, is because like just like JP just
that
did
got
in the
out.
living room,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
and it,
exactly. It was
do you not
gonna,
remember
yeah,
Livy in season three? Livy in season
yeah,
three just posted, it didn't even care
yikes.
if she liked the people or not. She just posted every goddamn alliance she was in. And you look like a shady house down boots whenever someone exposes an alliance you're in.
Exactly because you weren't told of it.
So yeah, I knew that the alliance was going to be exposed. I didn't. I did anyone come and confront me and ask me if I wanted to be in Skinny Club? No.
Oh.
Was I added into it before I could even like check my Discord after being cast? Yes. Like
Yeah. What are you thinking for so obviously um Kevin is getting a vote to evict, I assume, right?
yeah, I mean at this point like obviously like neither of them are going to really be gunning for me. Um Kevin is asking to leave though, and I respect that. Um,
Because Amelia's trying to switch it up, and I'm like, that's not a
she's
good idea, Amelia. She's trying
trying
to
to switch
switch
it
it
to
up.
JP.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not a good idea, sis. Like, don't be doing that. Like,
Uh-uh.
don't like, especially
Like
when he's asking to go.
honestly, like the real tea is like um, either way, I like if if Kevin leaves, I'll be happy that JP is staying. If JP leaves, I'll be happy that Kevin is staying. So like,
It sucks.
it's not really and this is like one of the votes that I wish that I didn't have to vote on.
Yeah.
Um, it's not really like one of those votes where I'm like die hard for one or the other.
Mm.
If like my vote is for Kevin, if JP happens to leave, then that sucks. But honestly, at the end of the day, Kevin asked for my vote for him to leave, so I am going to grant him that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just shady if you try and keep someone who doesn't want to like stay in this situation. But yeah, and like I said, I was saying to Glide quickly, like obviously looking back, it's not like I'm gonna stand here and be like, I was dealt an interesting hand of cards based on the fact that like I was sort of already pre lumped in with Ryan and Amelia, so my veto decision was kind of going to be influenced by them based on the fact that like no one told me anything. But at the same time, I like I'm not gonna I'm not standing here being like, I made the right decision. Like, I definitely think that there was some
Yeah,
element
but
of
also like
mistake.
the thing is like I didn't want to be the one. Here's honestly the reason I didn't tell you to, because I didn't want to be the one to tell you that the target was going to be flipped from Kevin, and then you go and to tell Ryan or Amelia that I told you that, and then them threaten to put
Just
me
like,
up
yeah,
as the renominee if I don't tell them who was actually originally voting, trying to get the vote to flip to Kevin, which was obviously JP.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
it wasn't me like trying like, and I feel really bad withholding that from you.
No, it's
And
okay.
but I even said like to you, I said, you know, Liam, do what's best for your game. And I knew whenever I said that, I knew that you were going to be probably vetoing Larry, which, you know, was best for your game this week.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's so frustrating because like it was in terms of like if one of Kevin and the people that voted him to stay um like won HOH, then like that was the best decision. But then if someone who wasn't like, then it sucks because like I kind of let myself be part of like the Kevin must go group, even though Kevin was completely nice to me and was like had no nothing against me. You know what I mean? Like I kind of just when you get like when you hear something reinforced so many times by the same people that you're kind of like forced into a corner with, it's kind of like, oh, okay,
wait,
I
Kevin,
guess.
you thought Kevin was going to be against you?
Oh, I'm talking about like Ryan and Amelia really wanted Kevin out, but I didn't actually really want Kevin out. But like they kept reinforcing it so much that it was kind of like, oh, if I'm stuck with these people, I might as well like, go for who they want to go for. But like Kevin was the first person who made a chat with me, and we had a good chat on the first day. So
Yeah, and like also like you have to understand a lot that went into my decision was, or you know, and everything about it was the fact that I know, like, I'm not a fucking dumbass. Like, I can read people. I know Ryan doesn't want me here. I don't want him here. Like, it's clear as day. You know, why would I help get Amelia's target out whenever Amelia is his number one? He's always going to have Amelia as his number one over you,
I
especially
know,
now after she blew up her whole ass game right now. If, you know, if I do end up making it to jury somehow and she is in the final two, I will say, why should I vote for you after you've had one of the most disastrous final twos I've ever seen, or I'm sorry, first weeks I've ever seen in the history of an org in my entire life? Why do
yeah,
you deserve my vote?
exactly, yeah, and
So like,
honestly, like
and just because of
then,
that, like he's gonna stick to her even more. He will never take you over her to final two with him.
do you think
Period.
like honestly, in the next couple weeks for pre-jury or whatever, if something like if there was to be people that won HOH that were going to go after them, like, do you think there's a chance that like I go home?